Alright, welcome back race fans. It's time for round number 7 of Flat Track Canada Racing here at Flamboro Downs, located in Dundas, Ontario. But first, as always, we're going to make our way around the pits and see who's here.
Everyone, we're here at Flamboro Downs here with Brian Olson Racing. So Brian, what do you think about this track?
I love this track. Unfortunately, we've raced here 30-something years ago, and it's the last time we've been here.
Yep.
I was here for that race. John Cornwell and Dave Sale riding my motorcycles. It was a great venue then, and looking for the same excitement as tonight.
Awesome, and I hear they're coming back tonight, right?
John Cornwell's going to come out and have a little bit of fun, one of his few appearances.
Yeah, awesome. So, taking a look at the track, do you find it's changed up much over the 30 years?
Well, my memory's not as good as it used to be, but it looks pretty much the same. They definitely look after this track a lot better than some of the venues we end up at because they use it constantly.
Right.
So we're looking forward to it. It's great to be at a racetrack that's only 45 minutes from home.
That's
so
right.
all my friends and family can come out and have a great time.
Absolutely, gotta love the short commute. So best of luck to you and to Alex today, but you heard it first, everybody. It's gonna be a great day of racing here at Flamboro Downs. With the one and only Kyle Shepard, the original outlaw, here at the hometown track of Flamboro Downs. So, Kyle, what do you think your plans are going into today?
Just try and be smooth and consistent, finish off the day strong, try and get whatever points I can, just have fun and get back in the groove of things after coming back from that injury.
Always hard to come back from a crash, but you've been doing really well. So I imagine today, hometown track, got lots of friends and family coming out. You'll be giving it your all. So why don't we give a quick shout out to your sponsors?
Yeah, obviously I want to thank Parts Canada. They've been a huge help and support with the program this year. Supplied me with a lot of really good gear that's kept me safe even when I've had that one bad crash. KBR for building the motor, doing a great job on that. Bailey Motorsports, they've always stood behind me with the flat track racing program. OTS FF, Kitchener Customs, Airlock, a factory I worked for down in Dundas, which is nice and close to home. So a lot of those guys are going to be coming out here today. Obviously the Outlaw Productions crew, always helping me out in the pits and going out and getting all the film. I also want to thank Samco Sport and Race Bike Bits. They gave me some really nice rad hoses. They helped keep the bike really cool. Benny down at the Brap shop, always getting my hot shoes ready to go, keeping them good. If there's anyone else that I forgot, West Valley Automotive, they keep your truck going to get me to the races. And obviously I want to thank you for coming out and supporting me, biggest supporter out there.
All right, well the sun is shining, the pits are filling up, so it's going to be a fantastic day of racing out here, so stay tuned, keep an eye on number 69. Dave Waters. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit how your team's been doing this season?
I've been doing good. We have Canadian Michael Lavelle on our team now. He's riding the KTMs for KTM USA and KTM Canada. Tonight he'll be on a SSF 450 single and a 990 Super Duke twin. Mikey qualified top 10 in the country out in Oklahoma and has been consistently a top 15 rider so far this year. First year on the bike, actually only the 4th time this year, and he's really adapted really well to the high horsepower bike.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for always keeping him out of trouble. So I understand you actually raced here down here at Flamboro Downs in 1983. So tell us a little bit what your experience was like there, and what do you think about the track compared to then and now?
Right. Back in '83, I guess was the only time they ran up until today. The track was awesome back then. Of course, I was way younger then, and it looked very impressive. Still a very nice track here today. The watering is going to be a little bit of an issue because it's just been so dry lately. Other than that, a nice bank. I think it's going to be a good race for everybody, and it should be a good race for the crowd out there too today.
Absolutely. All right, we'll get those 2 water trucks running here at Flamboro Downs. Dave, thanks for your time, and good luck out there.
All right, thank you.
As always, it's everybody's favorite time of the day here. It's time for the Wascam Hot Lap. So we're going to be going out with the number 82 Intermediate rider Shane Corbeil out on his DTX bike here. And as he makes his way around corner 1 and 2, you're going to notice it is a high bank track here. It's much like London, a little bit smaller, but it's going to be Canada's fastest half mile. This track was really enjoyable throughout practice and heats, but is it going to hold up for the rest of the day? As all the loose cushion just starts blowing up to the top, it's a smooth cement concrete style inside line. So as Shane comes down the front straightaway here, he's going to cross the line at a 27.79, and now you're going to expect these times to drop later in the day. Not wasting any time, we're going to jump right into our first race because this is so exciting. Flamboro is packed. The patio is full. You can see a bunch of the fans lining up against the fence. They're out to see, taste, and hear, and feel the dirt hit them in the face out here at this track. So heading down into corner 1 in our DTX Intermediate class, Dustin Lambert jumping out front early. Cody Marantet sitting on that inside line there. Jody Christie kind of sitting back in 3rd, 4th spot. A couple of American riders coming up. The number 25 of Landon Carrick and number 36 of Joshua Shear. These two fitting in really well at this Flamboro Downs race facility here with our regular intermediate crowd and the usual suspects sitting up front. Dustin Lambert already out to a good-sized gap lead over Cody Marantet. Cody ain't going to be giving up. Tyler Brown sneaking up behind the 2 American riders, getting out to that outside line. He's going to be pushing down the outside, trying to make his way around. And as the field starts to filter out, you're going to be noticing bigger gaps. But, you know, a lot of these guys are still going to be battling it out. So Dustin Lambert still leading over Cody Marantet. 2 American riders holding 3rd and 4th down, followed up by Tyler Brown sitting in 5th. Dustin Lambert taking a little bit of a higher line, much like Tyler Brown. That opens the door for Cody Marantet. Now it's a drag race down the back straightaway. Cody's going to go down right to that inside line. You can see a couple of the other riders there just starting to get in single file formation. Cody Marantet clipping a pool noodle down on the inside and setting that up into the track. Dustin Lambert tries to come down. Cody's going to get ahead of him. Drag race down to corner 1. Dustin Lambert shuts the front door and Cody Marantet checks up and dives down on the inside hand. Cody takes the lead. Now another drag race back down the back straightaway. You can see Dustin Lambert pulling up on those handlebars, trying to get as much traction as he can down to the rear wheel. Cody Marantet shutting the door, coming down on him, taking the lead, coming out of corner 4. You know, these two battling it up all season long. Great thing to see as this intermediate class just starts raising the bar. Towards the end of the season, you start seeing a lot of these riders really start showing what their development has been over the whole season. So we're going to skip forward to lap number 6 here. Dustin Lambert just slowly falling off pace. The American rider there, I believe that's Joshua Shear, making his way by Dustin. You can see his fellow American partner rider there. Jody Christie right behind him, sitting in that 5th spot. This race is far from over right now. track conditions changing up. You can see it's starting to get a little bit drier on the inside. Much of the riders still choosing to run that middle or high line, try and get that cushion to slow them down and then dig that rear wheel in and start taking off. So heading down the back straightaway is Cody Marentet in the lead, but again, we're going to fast forward here to save some time so we can show you the whole program. Cody Marentet leading the charge, coming up on a lapped rider. Probably not going to be too much of an issue as they're only heading down into corner 3 and 4 here. Dustin Lambert slipped back to 4th place. The 2 American riders taking 2nd and 3rd spot home today, but it's the Canadian Cody Marentet taking that top spot out here in the DTX Intermediate class. We're going to go to commercial break and be right back with our next race. Alright, it's a little bit later in the day, time for our DTX Expert race. Now, we've done something a little bit different. We've allowed our experts to show up a little bit later into the pits for tech inspection, for their heats and their practice. So, hence the change in the atmosphere. As you can see here, it's already dark and we got the lights out. Dave Pouliot off to a great start with Brody Buchan here. Mike LaBelle from the KTM Waters Auto Body sitting in the 3rd spot there. I believe that's Tyler Seguin down on the inside line. Pouliot getting a drive on the outside. 3-way battle, 3-way wide, going down, duking it out for that 2nd spot. Brody Buchan on the high side. LaBelle goes down on the inside of Seguin. And heading back down the back straightaway, it's Pouliot starting to get away from the remaining riders here. Mike LaBelle trying to do everything he can to hold on to that 2nd spot. Buchan shutting the door on Seguin. Coming down almost on the inside of LaBelle, now trying to pick up a side draft as he goes down the front straightaway here. Dave Pouliot doing a great job guarding that inside. Oh, he clips a pool noodle. We're going to probably try and keep count of this and see how many we can see in the show that go flying. Dave Pouliot doing a great job here, holding off Mike LaBelle and Brody Buchan. You got to be careful with Buchan. He sneaks up out of nowhere on you. You barely even see him. Guy's so small, he just gets flying on these KBR Honda bikes. As we see on the floor, Brody's DTX bike pulled a 750 Harley down in Leamington. Fast forward here, a little bit later in the race, halfway through the race, Brody getting by Mike LaBelle, kind of parking it in front of him so he can't go anywhere. Dave Pouliot just doing his own thing, riding up there at his own pace. Buchan's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to catch up to him, or he's got to wait for a mistake from Pouliot. Fast forward to lap number 9. Pouliot guarding that inside. Buchan doing everything that he can to go high and dive down and get a drive and slingshot him all the way down that straightaway. He's tucking in over behind Pouliot, and then he goes up high. So you're gonna see Buchan go high, try and get the smooth line drive down on the inside of Pouliot here. Getting close, almost touching, maybe touching. And now we got ourselves a race for first with 2 laps to go. Buchan out to the outside. Pouliot still guarding that inside line. Buchan kind of waiting patiently out behind him. Mike LaBelle holding down 3rd place, no problem. Buchan back up to the outside. We're going to get an interesting race here as we're coming down to our final lap. Dave Pouliot and Buchan going almost side by side here. Buchan maybe just playing around with a couple of different lines, not exactly sure what he's going to do here. But if it's anything like it was at Wheatley, you might get excited here for our last lap pass. Buchan taking the lead down the back straightaway. Pouliot, he's going to run it down the inside and try and stuff it right in front of Buchan, give him nowhere to go. Buchan checking up, taking his time, squaring it up, diving down the inside of Pouliot, and they get into each other. They both hold on. Now it's a drag race down the front, and it's Buchan taking the win. Last lap, last corner, much like Wheatley. Brody's going to go out for his victory lap. We're going to go to commercial break. Be right back with the Dash for Cash. Okay, it's time for one of those exciting events in our main program here, the Dash for Cash. We take the top 2 from 3 heats, throw them in the mix, and say, hey guys, it's $1,000 who wants it. So, off the line here, Chad Coach and Steve Lee both breaking away from the pack here. Brody Buck and Doug Lawrence, Tyler Seguin and Mike LaBelle. Then now they're duking it out there. Buckin slips backwards. Chad Coast takes the lead, heading down that back straightaway. Beatty behind him, trying to tuck in, get a little bit of a draft going. As Beatty goes up a little bit high. Chad goes way high up in corner number 4. Seems to have found a line that works for him as he heads down that front straightaway. We clocked him earlier in the day with a radar gun coming into these corners at about 95 miles an hour. In mid-slide. So, you know, these guys are just flying around these tracks on these big bikes. And they seem to be working for him really great here at Flamboro with that nice bank. So, Chad Coast still out front here in the Dash for Cash. Beatty right behind him. If Coast keeps up a pace like this, there ain't going to be much that they can do to catch the American rider. Take that top spot away from the Dash for Cash. You can see the remaining riders already starting to filter out. We're going to fast forward here to the final lap. Checkers as they come across. It's going to be Chad Coast taking the win. Alright, after that Dash for Cash, next up in the program, our second last race of the evening. It is the Open Intermediate. On board here with Cody Marantet. You always know what's in. He's got that big old steering stabilizer right there in the middle of the handlebars. So, heading down into the first corner. Looks like Matty Ward out of retirement, dropping down from Expert into Intermediate after missing a couple of years, leading the pack down the back straightaway. Cody Marantet almost getting into him. And this is a very close race right off the hop. You can see Dustin Lambert had a good previous race, kind of faded out at near towards the end of it, but doing a great job shutting the door on one of the American riders there. I believe that's Joshua Shear. So coming across the line, it's Matty Ward, Cody Marantet, and Dustin Lambert on board here with Cody. You're going to just see, you know, the amount of pitch and bank that these guys are going around. Really got to get a look into one of those drivers for your cameras so we can actually figure out the angles and show you what's exactly going on. So Dustin Lambert holding off Dustin Brown, but Brown going way wide on that Sail Racing Pro Yamaha bike. Tons of power taking him down the straightaways here as he's caught up from the third row already. Makes his way by Dustin Lambert down there on the inside, goes around Joshua Shear, and next on the list is Cody Marantet. Now is Dustin going to go way up wide again and try and force his way around Cody Marantet? He's working that middle line. Cody doing a great job holding it down on the inside. Dustin Brown just twisting the throttle and hoping it stays on the track as he heads down that front straightaway. New leader on lap number 3, Dustin Brown. Bringing us around, Cody Marantet sitting in second. I believe that's Joshua Shear sitting in third. Dustin Lambert sitting in fourth. Luke Ram coming into the season late, but doing a great job fitting in, sitting in that fifth spot. Jody Christie, Matty Ward battling it out for sixth. You can see Luke Ram almost going up a little bit higher on Lambert there. Dustin Brown starting to check out a little bit now. Cody's got to do everything that he can to hold off Joshua Shear and salvage these points. Luke Ram going around the outside of Lambert. Christie holding off Ward. And myself, Tyler Brown, and Shane Corbeil almost in a pack of 3 there. Interesting racing going on everywhere on the track. Joshua Shear, number 36. Oh, no, sorry, that's 25. That's Landon Carwick. He makes his way around Cody Marantet. There goes another pool. I believe we're at 4 already. Dustin Brown already checking out from everybody else. Cody Marantet doing everything he can to not let second place get too far ahead of him. It is late in the day. It was a hot one. I'm sure everybody's pretty exhausted after walking around with these weathers all day. So skipping ahead to our final lap You can see Dustin Brown with a commanding lead on that Sail Racing Yamaha as he comes across and takes the checkered flags. Number 25, Landon Cowick taking second, and Cody Marentet in third. So Dustin's going to go out for his victory lap, and then we're going to go into the Open Expert race. Okay, race fans, that's the one you've all been waiting for. We got 15 laps, Open Expert, Harleys, 450s, DTX, everybody's in the mix here. So we kick it off, our Open Expert, Bucking pulling a little bit of a wheelie, heading down this front straightaway here. Chad Coast getting out front early, Bucking sitting in behind him, Beatty right beside him as we go 3 wide coming out of corner 2. Tyler Seguin on Chris Evans' 450, I believe it is. Sitting down there on the inside, on board with Bucking here. You can see he's just riding the wheels off these KBR framer bikes. Steve Beatty already getting the drive out ahead of him on that XR 750. Chad Coast checking out a little bit over Beatty, and this race is already getting interesting. Doug Lawrence makes a drive down on Bucking. Bucking goes right back down to the inside of him on corner number 2. Heading down the back straightaway, you can see Bucking and Lawrence drag racing it out. Lawrence getting a little bit ahead of him. Seguin and Pouliot battling it out for that 5th spot right behind them. Chad Coast going way wide. Seems to have found a line that's worked for him with that bike that he has brought up. Had a couple of little issues and gremlins going on in it earlier in the day. Got it figured out because he's just taken off. He won the Dash for Cash and starting to check out a little bit over Steve Beatty. Well, actually, sorry, the two of them checking out from the rest of the group. Doug Lawrence back around Bucking. Can't cut him out just yet because Bucking makes his way back around Lawrence. And then Lawrence drives down the straightaway and gets back ahead of him. So Bucking doing everything that he can to get around Lawrence in these corners. Gets back around Lawrence down there on the inside. Lawrence going to be driving it hard down on the inside of Bucking and try and force him up. And then open a door. Not much really going on up front with Chad Coast and Steve Beatty. They just seem to be setting the pace of their own and breaking away from the rest of the pack. As you can see, Coast is just flying down these straightaways. Beatty kind of taking a similar line to Coast, maybe studying him, sitting back there watching where he's going, trying to take some notes on how he can get around this track a little bit quicker and catch back up to Coast. Remainder of the field not filtering out, but you can see there's a larger group in the back here. We got 6 riders almost going single file, but still getting side-by-side action going on. There's just racing going on everywhere. Bucking now checking out over Lawrence. Pouliot reeling in Lawrence a little bit there. All these riders doing a great job this year. You can see Beatty coming down that front straightaway there, going up high, and then diving down low and getting that slingshot drive going out of these corners. So maybe Beatty's found a line and can hopefully start reeling Coast back in, because these two have checked out over Bucking, and Bucking's checked out over Lawrence and Pouliot. Chad Coast brings it around for lap number 7, but we're going to skip ahead just a little bit because nothing really happens for a couple of laps until we get to lap number 10, and this is where things start to get a little bit interesting at this racetrack. With Coast and Beatty checking out and carrying so much speed on these big bikes, we start getting into lapped riders. Lenny Monroe in the number 2 coming out, having some fun here today. It was great to see out Lenny. Lenny's going to get the blue flag as he goes by on the front straightaway here at Coast. Now has to be very careful how he picks and chooses to get around Lenny Monroe here at the back of the pack, because this could play into Steve Beatty's favor, and this could make the race really interesting as they are now starting to catch up on the lapped riders. Buchan still ahead of Lawrence. Coast going high. Lenny making room for him, but now Beatty takes this opportunity to start catching up. Coming out of corner number 2, you can see Beatty's made up some serious ground on Chad Coast. Buchan going to be running into the same problem pretty soon, but Beatty with 2 to go, now putting the hammer down, getting down on the inside of Chad Coast, coming out of corner number 2, heading down the back straightaway. We're going to be coming around for our final lap here. Lenny pulls out of the way for Buchan and Lawrence. Now Lawrence on the inside of Buchan. These two are also going to have a drag race too for 3rd position. Chad Coast coming around, taking the white flag for the final lap here. Both these riders going around the outside of a lapped rider. Steve Beatty's running out of time here as they head down into corner 3 and 4. Beatty cuts it in on the inside. It's not going to be enough. Chad Coast is going to take first, Beatty in second, and Buchan's going to drag race Lawrence for 3rd.
Okay, so taking that 3rd spot out at Flamboro here today, and Brody Buchan. Now, Brody had a couple little mishaps throughout the day in the heat races. The bike kind of misfired a little bit. How did you overcome all that to do so well in this main event tonight?
Yeah, we had our share of problems. Our brakes locked up in the dash, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, we just kind of plugged away at it, took them as it came, and just never really gave up. Just kind of always put our head down. We wanted to do good tonight and kind of make up some points on Steve and Doug they kind of broke away from me at Leamington a couple weekends back. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the super fast bikes from Kurt Beeger every weekend. Honda Canada, super reliable bikes. I can't thank them enough. Jody Christie has been helping me a lot this year. Thank you to him. My mom and dad, as always. DJ Ann's Graphic Design, Outlaw Productions, 21, 26 Suspension, Matt and Michelle Phibbs, DJ Ann Graphic Design, Scott Wilkinson, Randy Friars, Hilda Franklin. If I forgot anyone, I'm sorry, but thank you very much. All the fans that always come out, follow the series, you guys are great. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that 2nd spot going out to Steve B on the 26 machine out here tonight. Steve, tell us what happened out there in that race. You guys got caught up to some lap riders. Did that play in your favor?
Yeah, for sure. Chad got ran wide off for 2 or off for 4, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm back in the game. Let's make this happen. And you know what? I just come up like this much short. So,
well, next time, because obviously Flamboro wants to have us back out here again. So quick shout out to all those sponsors helping you out.
Yeah, for sure. Brian Olsen Racing, my Harley here, Rockies, and those guys have helped me out in the past. Harley Canada, although they don't anymore, they have forever. My wife Michelle, Shoei Helmets, Kurt Beeger Racing, Honda Canada when we're on the Hondas, Vortex, Webcams, Woody Kyle, and Wasner Pistons.
All right, so taking that 2nd spot out here tonight at Flamboro, Steve Beatty. Okay, so taking that overall win out here at Flamboro, the first time since 1984. Chad Coast coming up and stealing the way of the show. Tell us a little bit about that race.
I got a whole shot, which I wanted to do, and I knew Steve was going to be there the whole time, and he's in such good shape for 4 years old, and still rides the wheels off of it, so I knew if I just, held my line, did my own thing, I'd be there when it counted, and he was right there the whole time, breathing down my neck, but it was fun, I love coming up here to Canada, racing against the home kids, and yeah, it's a blast. I love coming up here.
So you're gonna come to Belleville next weekend?
No, we're going to Peoria. My girlfriend, she's gonna probably drive through the night to get us to Sturgis on Monday and Tuesday for the AMA National. But just want to thank my sponsors real quick: Richie Reynolds Racing, Ascot, Gordy Showpry for building this awesome bike for me. Couldn't do it without him. Michael Marsh Race, Motion Pro, everyone that's on my side this year. Don Taylor and Seal Racing for supplying me the bike at Leamington. My girlfriend for coming up. Yeah.
It stayed running.
Yeah. So, yep. So I'm just happy, man. I'm just glad to be up here, and I'd love to come back. I don't know if we're gonna make the next few, but maybe one at the end of the season.
Okay, so taking that overall win today out here at Flamboro, Chad Coast.